Hey guys, I'm back after what I think it's been almost 8, 9 months now. Woo. Uh, since I have recorded the video that God told me to record, that He has restored my marriage, um, and I am back with an update. Yes, with an update, um, and I pray. And I really hope that this is an encouragement. I've been wanting to release this update video, but I wasn't given the okay yet by God. And this morning, when I was, having my little quiet prayer time on the balcony, um, Holy Spirit was like, "You can release the video." I got the okay to release the video, and I was like, "Really?" Like I didn't see that coming, but I remember when God told me He would let me know when He wants me to release it, and He told me to release it today. So I'm just like, okay, let's go. So forgive me if it's kind of all over the place, or hopefully this goes in order and the video is not too long. But I want to start when the week before um, me and my husband started back talking or whatever, because we hadn't been talking in months. There was no contact at all. And with that, I that Sunday I had a week vacation in December, and mind you, God told me at the end of December, I had asked Him, when are we going to join back together? If it's okay for me to ask that, because sometimes there's certain things that we're not supposed to know for specific reasons that we may not know until we get on the other side. I digress. But I was like, okay, we're in December, and I had remembered what, God said, or I was like, I hope God said that. I hope I'm not, just making this all up in my head. Like, I don't think I am, but let's see, because I had asked God for many confirmations when I was really down. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'd ask Him for many confirmations, and He would send them through dreams, or how He wanted to send them. So that kind of kept me through. But at some point, you do got to just let your faith, activate, work your faith, and trust that what He said. And I was like, if it is truly from Him, of hearing that we will be, reconnected in December, then I'll just have to wait and see if I heard right or not. That's basically how I was doing it. But I had hope. But the week before, which is kind of amazing, but you get moments like that when you're standing for a spouse, or when you're, when you're standing for your marriage, you get, down sometimes. And that's being honestly true. There's certain things that trigger things that'll remind you of stuff, and it'll make you sad for a little bit, but you can't stay there. You got to get yourself up out of it. And that's by, soaking yourself in the Word, spending time with the Lord, worshiping, praying, and fasting. All of those things will get you through. I took that vacation from that Monday to the following Monday, which would be the Monday when we, reconnected. So that Sunday night, I didn't do anything. I just took time to rest, and the Sunday night, I just was really sad. I was in one of those, sad moments where I was like, okay, we're getting close to the end of, the month. Like, I'm in the middle of the month, and I don't see anything. I don't hear anything. He hasn't reached out or anything. So I'm just like, I didn't know how it was going to happen. What I was expecting is for Him to come to me. That's what I was expecting, right? And nothing was happening, and I just got sad. And my roommate at the time, it was later that night, and my roommate was trying to encourage me and cheer me up, say that, hey, it'll come to pass, I was so tired, of waiting. And I felt like, I think it was more so a fear and doubt of not believing that anything was going to come to pass, because there was literally looking like no hope at all. So as my roommate was talking to me, I'm kind of laying down, but they're standing in their doorway to the bedroom, and they're trying to, cheer me up. And I zone out. Like I went into a vision, and I look down and I'm flying. I'm literally flying, y'all. And I look down and I see just clouds below me. Just tons and tons of clouds below me. And I'm like, wait a minute. I can't fly. And so I look over to my right and I look over to my left, and there's an angel on each side carrying me. So it was angels carrying me. And the angel to the left, the one to the right didn't say anything much, but the angel to the left said, hold on to the promises that God has given to you. They're about to, come to pass. And I was like, okay. Like that was like my first vision of an angel, and after I came back out of the vision, my roommate was still talking, and I told them what I just saw in the spirit. And then also looking towards the other side of the room, there was that same angel that spoke to me, and he was standing like this. He was standing like this, and all the way up to the ceiling. And I guess I just took that as he was there, sent by God to encourage me. And like I said, I started feeling at ease, and I slept so good that night. So good, y'all. And I wasn't afraid at all. Because I was telling my roommate as it was happening, I was like, there's an angel, right there. The angel just standing there. And I felt like he was there to protect and to do, the will of the Lord, and I appreciated that. And so that was that Sunday night. Go further into the week, that Friday into the Saturday, I had another vision while in a prayer, and there was just a huge light. It was like a beam of light, and my husband was across from me. He was across from me, and he was smiling. And in most dreams, it's like my dreams had shifted as well with my husband in them, because I had tons of dreams. I dream a lot. Sometimes I would dream just daily, and I have a journal where I've been trying to jot everything down, because I'm just like, oh my gosh. But lately I haven't had a lot of dreams, but it's like God was getting me prepared. He was showing my husband smiling at me, and he says, get ready for the reconnection. The love is here. And my husband was just smiling at me. He was just smiling at me. And in a lot of dreams, he would walk away, or he would be sad, or it's like I could tell that something was shifting, but I still was not expecting it to take place the way it took place. I guess it was pretty much a wait and see for me to see if I'm hearing right, because like I said, I was still fresh at hearing the Lord and discerning, between if it's the Lord, if it's me, or if it's the enemy, So I was like, okay. And then I had a dream that Saturday night that it was a very short dream, but my husband was so attentive. He was of course, smiling again, and he was wanting to just make sure I was okay. He was so concerned about me, and I was just in the dream, I could see myself being oh, that's so sweet, And I was like, I haven't seen this. Usually I would see him in a dream and he'll be walking around somewhere or be sad or just, it was just all kinds of stuff. But I noticed it. I was like, okay, these dreams and visions, what is this? It's like, it was, God was encouraging me because he was like, hey, it's literally right around the corner. There were people prophesying that your Boaz is here. He's here. You know, it was, everything was like linking up. And the ministry that I was following at the time had mentioned that some of you have to go to them. And I was thinking, because there was a blockage, and I was thinking that there shouldn't be a blockage, you know, like I tried and, you know, he doesn't want to be here, so I'm going to have to let go and let God and stop trying to do stuff in my own flesh. But I didn't realize my faults, as we all don't really realize our faults. We don't, you know, realize our part sometimes until you ask God to reveal it, or until he just reveals it to you and you finally get it and be like, okay, yeah, that wasn't right. But yeah, the last time we had spoken, we were only communicating through email only, and I emailed him and said that you could at least call me, you know, and I'm not going to go back and forth. I just felt, you know, when there's one person trying to make things work and then the other person is just like, I'm not there, I've checked out, basically. That was, it traumatized me. It was a lot. So I was just like, after, you know, being together for years, so I was just like, I don't want to keep doing this, so I'm just going to let go. I'm just going to let go. As hard and hurtful as it is, I'm going to let go. And so I did, and I sent him a message, and that was the last message. I told him, I'm not emailing you back and forth. You can pick up the phone, call me, you know, at least. I was in my feelings. I was upset. I was hurt. But after that, he never emailed me back. He never called. He never did anything. So I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm done. But I'm not done with the marriage. I'm done with trying to make stuff work myself, you know? So after that, like I said, fast forward back to the weekend, like I was telling you, the visions. The last vision I had was a pool. But it wasn't a man-made pool. It was like a natural pool, and it had rocks. There was rocks everywhere. There was a huge waterfall, and my husband was sitting to my left with his feet in the water and like sitting on the rim of the pool. And I was sitting next to him, and we were holding hands. And then to the right side, there was Jesus, like standing like in the water, like he was in the water standing, like. And that was the last vision I remember seeing. And after that, the Monday morning, which was the last day of my vacation, I had took my roommate to work that morning. They were involved in a hit and run the weekend before on that. I think it was the Saturday, and so their car was still drivable, but they couldn't get to the car place, I guess, to get it checked out just yet. So I was just like, hey, I'm not doing anything, you know, let me just take you to work and then I'll come pick you back up, because you know, like, let's not push your car if you don't have to. I have a car. I'm not doing anything. I've had plenty of rest or whatever. So I took them to work that morning. Super foggy Monday morning, y'all. And I was going to come back to the house and pretty much, like, I guess go to sleep is what I was thinking. But then on my way back, I was going back and forth on should I get coffee, because, you know, if you get coffee, you're not going to go back to sleep really. So I was like, should I get coffee, should I not? And then I got a coupon for free coffee. You know, at the restaurant that I usually go to, I got a coupon for a free small coffee, and I was like, you know what? It's free. I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of it. Um, like I told you, I was gonna go to sleep, but since I had the coffee, that had me up a little bit. So I went and got my coffee, and I think I got some breakfast too. And so I thought that was kind of weird because the house going back and forth with that. And then once I made it back to the house, literally when I walked in the door, I heard in my spirit, y'all, go unto your husband. And I kept hearing it. And I did tell God, I struggled with it at first, but I told God, like, if I am, you know, according to the ministry was making sense to what I was hearing, everything was aligning, and I told God, I was like, you know what? As much as I have to swallow pride, if I have to be the one to go to him, you know, because I felt like I was the one trying, and I felt like at this point, if he wanted it to work, he needs to come to me and let me know that, and I would be open arms. But I didn't think I was going to be the one to come to him. I really didn't. But I told God that if he tells me to go, in order for us to be reconnected, if I got to be the first one to do it, to break the ice, to humble myself, then I will do it. And I just kept hearing it, go unto your husband, because I was like, I'm probably just hearing that, I'm probably hearing stuff. Go unto your husband. I kept hearing that, and I'm like, okay. And so I kind of went back and forth with Holy Spirit, y'all. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, well, he's probably not going to be at work, because my husband is a truck driver. He's a truck driver locally, and so he delivers the items from the warehouse, right? So I was like, he's not going to be there, because I knew his schedule in the past. He's usually out very early, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it in time before he leaves. And the Holy Spirit was like, he'll be there. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, because I said I would do it if you told me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. But I felt so crazy, and when I went, y'all, I went up to his job, and like I said, usually he would be gone, because they pack up the truck and he's usually out on his routes. So that was very weird. So the truck was there. I was parked outside, and I was like, okay, well, maybe they're running a little bit behind, so I'm just gonna wait to just I'm going to wait to put everything in there that I want to, I'm going to wait to, you know, see if he comes outside. Because usually he would come outside, he would start the truck, you know, to get it warmed up and ready to go. And then he would, you know, leave out. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I can catch him then. So I just stayed parked outside. He never came out, y'all. I literally sat out there for an hour, nervous. I even had to go leave his job and go to the nearest gas station to go use the bathroom, because I was so nervous that I had to use the bathroom, because I didn't know what to expect. But my expectations were low. I had lowered down my expectations. I was like, I just want to, I didn't even know what all to say. All I know was to say hi, and I just wanted to see if you were okay. That's all I knew to say. But I made sure that my expectations was not like, you know, what I would want, you know. Okay, eventually he did not come out, y'all. And I'm like, okay, it's starting to get later. He should be gone by now, so maybe he's not even leaving anywhere today, because sometimes he won't have deliveries, and he will just be, you know, in the warehouse. And I was like, okay, nobody's coming out. So I was like, I even drove around the building. I drove around the building to make sure his vehicle was there, and it was. And so I was like, you know what? After I went to that gas station and used the bathroom, after waiting for an hour, I was like, you know what? You just got to go in. I was like, you'll have to suck it up, because I didn't know how he would feel about me showing up at his job with everybody else. I was like, at least if he would have came out to the truck, it would have just been me and him, you know? So I was looking at all angles, but I was like, look, it is what it is. God told you to go here. Let's go here. And I walked in and, you know, asked the lady in the front, you know, from my husband. And he came up, and when he was walking up, I was like I didn't even know if he was gonna come out, or like I just didn't know what to expect. And he came out, and we were like, he was like, hey, he's like, what you doing here? And so we came out of the building so that we can talk, you know, a little bit more in private. And you know, he just immediately told me to give him a hug, you know, and he kissed me on my cheek, and he seemed very happy to see me, and I was shocked because I didn't know how to take everything. And I was just, you know, like I said, the only thing that came out was like, I just want to make sure you're okay. I just felt the need to check on you, make sure you're okay in person, you know. And he was actually about to go. That's all I expected, to say hi and bye, y'all. And he was actually getting ready to take lunch. And so he told me to come back for his lunch. And I was like, okay, really? Okay, cool. So I just kind of stuck around in the area. And then when his lunchtime came, I came back. And then we went out somewhere to go get lunch. But y'all, when I tell you, neither one of us had an appetite. I know I didn't. I had literally just, you know, ate not too long ago, of course. But it was so, I don't know, just emotions and everything that was going on and going through my head. I just didn't have an appetite. So we literally sat there and talked about what we've been up to, and, you know, our families and things like that. And it was really nice. And it was really nice. And, you know, after that, we left, and the whole time as I'm going to go pick up my roommate, I was just like in awe, because it went way better than what I expected. I didn't expect for it to go that well. And I mean, after that, it was home free, and I kept it to myself for a while. I didn't tell anyone until, I want to say, about a week later. Probably about a week later, I finally, I think, told my roommate. Also, our friends, one of my friends that I told, which we were all really close, because we all been around each other for a while, and then they moved and came back, and so we met up over, and this was him asking, he was like, hey, you want to hang out this weekend? And I'm like, sure. And so we went to go hang out at some of our old friends who had moved back to Texas after, you know, so long, but we've known them for years, and we used to always hang out. And they've been together, I think, about as long as we've been together. So it was just very cool, because I never thought they would move back, so I was excited about that. And, you know, they were rooting for us. And when I tell you that support, and it wasn't a lot of support, of course, but first and foremost, support from God. But I had, you know, had two friends that were supportive, and I had my mom. My mom was very supportive and praying for us the whole time. And I literally have kept this to myself. Like, you guys are just now knowing, and my mom is just now knowing. Because I just felt like it just wasn't the right time. I wanted to take my time with it and just be with each other. I mean, and plus there's a lot of things that transpired in this time. But we've been taking one day at a time, and it has been amazing, especially now that I moved. And we're literally back together where we can see each other every day. And it has been lovely. It has been very lovely. When I told my mom, she cried. And she had my husband crying. And it's just, everything that's been falling into place, even like with all this COVID-19 stuff, how the Lord has been blessing and blessing. And he had told me right before I got ready to move, I seen a rainbow, and I was a double rainbow, and I was like, Lord, what do you mean about this double rainbow? And I heard double portion. And I had been living with my roommate for about a year, and I was so ready to be back with my husband, but I also enjoyed my experience with my roommate, and God bless my roommate because they looked out for me when I was at, I was down and out, man, and I needed help. I didn't have anywhere to stay, and they looked out for me, so I enjoyed that experience. I got to laugh, even though it was tough being stripped of everything, not just my marriage, but of my home, of jobs, of I was going through it, y'all. I was like, what is going on in my life? Like, I'm trying to walk with God, and I feel like everything is falling apart, but he stripped things down so that he could build it back up the way it was supposed to be, the way he intended it to be. And as bad as it hurted, how thankful, how it says somewhere in Psalms, I think it says that, for it was good that I was afflicted, so that I can learn your decrees, so I can learn the Lord's ways. It was good for me to be afflicted. It's good for us to be afflicted. And it's hard to say that when you're in the thick of it, but when you come up out of it, you look back, and you're like, I only got through that with the help of the Lord. I see how there was many times I had to hold my head up when I was just in shambles, but the Lord was my strength, and he kept me, and I kept thinking I did not hear right. I kept thinking that maybe, because I had heard I heard a date before, but nothing came to pass, and so that's what I think, that's what made me nervous about December, because I was like, I had heard, July, and then I heard December. That's what I really got, but I thought something was going to happen in July as well, but that didn't happen. So it's, someone had asked me in the last video, is it very discouraging to hear something and then not come to pass? Like, how do you deal with that? And honestly, I just had to cling to God and just be like, okay, let's start over. Didn't get it right. Lord, help me to get it right. Help me to hear from you, and spend more time with God so you can learn to discern his voice and reading the word. I mean, it's basically time with God. That way, because you'll know his voice. Anyone you spend time with, you'll know them when they're speaking to you. But I'm so glad I've been able to release this. I'm sorry if the video was kind of all over the place, because God told me to just record it today. So I'm trying to be obedient and recording it today. And I've been wanting to. And he said, you can release the video. So I was like, okay. So, but I apologize if it's been all over the place and kind of long and drawn out, because I wanted to make it quick. But of course, I'm at like 30 minutes now. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video. But yes, I just be encouraged, y'all. Be encouraged, and know that whatever God has confirmed with you, always take everything to the Lord. And when he confirms a thing to you, you trust him, and you wait and hope. And when you get down and when you get weary, ask God for what you need, and he'll give it to you. If sometimes we don't even know what we need at the moment. We might think we need this, but we really need that. Only God knows that. And so just lean into him, spend time with him, worship him, fast, pray, and read your word. Read your word. Read the word. The word is life. Speak the word. Speak life over your marriage. Speak the word over your marriage. I always decreed and declare, and I would give thanks for restoring my marriage. I prayed that every day. I was like, Lord, thank you. I decree and declare, and I give thanks, Lord God, for restoring our marriage and for helping us to be what you intended us to be, because like I said, the marriage is a ministry, and there's a deeper calling than just two people being together. It's something deeper, and I'm still trying to figure that out, or wait on God, trust God basically to show me what He wants me to do with this, because when you speak to people who have been there or going through that, or it's helpful. It's helpful because they know, because they were in it. And that's why some of us, when we go through trials and tribulations, the pain that you experience, the stuff, it could be used for God's glory. It could be used to glorify and to encourage others, to give them hope. And I just, have hope and hold on, because God is not a man that He shall lie. He will come through. If He told you, He will do it. We just don't know sometimes when. I don't know why I was given an actual date. I had never really, I had never been given a date like that before. So, and it wasn't a specific date, it was just a time range. It said he told me the end of December, and it happened exactly like he told me. It happened better than he told me. I mean, I was just overflowing with just like, He's just been overflowing me with the Spirit. Like even before though, He restored me back to my husband. We went on a journey. I went on a journey in 2019 spiritually, y'all. Like, I have grown so much in the Lord, and to God be the glory of it all. Like, I just want Him to get all the glory, and I want people. I was so eager to record this video so people can see the glory of the Lord, and that He is true to His word, and that His promises will come to pass. It will come to pass. It will come to pass. Just hold on. And if you do get, like I said, we do get down sometimes when you're standing and you feel like you're by yourself standing, but you're not by yourself. God is right there with you. His angels are right there with you. All right, well, I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. I hope it's full of peace, enjoying all of the fruits of the Spirit. And until next time, whenever God wants me to release another video, I am out. Bye.